I'm doing a deep dive in the 2024 Washington State Senate election with a Democratic incumbent and a expected Democratic seat. Let's get right into the video. In 2022, there was a Washington Senate race up where the Democratic incumbent won by 14.5%. In 2018, the current Democratic incumbent that is up in this election won her election with 16.9%. The 2022 incumbent is back up in 2016. They won that race by 18% of the vote. So 14.5, 16.9, and 18%. That is coincided with the Real Clear Politics polling of the 2024 race, where Maria Cantwell is leading by 17 points in the average, definitely on par exactly with how she won closely to last time. And the average margin of victory result across these three races is 16.5%. So across the Senate races, there really isn't too much deviance. There's actually a lot of similarities between these races where they're not too far off in deviance. On the national vote, in 2022, there was a Republican plus 0.1 national vote. 2018, there was a Democrat 19.9% national vote win for the Democrats in the Senate races. And in 2016, there was a 10.8% win for the Democrats on the Senate races. The RCP generic vote right now in the 2024 polling shows it's 1.8% advantage for the Democrats. And the average margin of victory result across the 22, 18, and 16 elections is Democrat plus 10.2. Washington vote compared to the national vote. In 2022, the Washington Senate vote outperformed the national Senate vote by 14.6% of the vote. In 2018, interestingly enough, the Democratic Senate vote in Washington was 3 points under what the national vote was. That was the 19.9% one in 2018. The Democrat candidate won by 16.9% in Washington, so that was actually below what the national Senate vote was. In 2016, the Democratic Senate vote was 7.2% to the Democratic side, to the left of the country, making an average of 6.3% overall. As for some Senate forecasts in the state of Washington for this race, Real Clear Politics has this race as solid Democrat. Sabado's Crystal Ball has it as safe Democrat. The Cook Political Report has it as solid Democrat. Decision Desk HQ has it at safe Democrat. Consensus ranking, safe, solid. The margins are the exact same. It's just how these different sites characterize them, but it's the same margins of numbers. This race is definitely a safe Democratic race. The two candidates that are up in this election are the Democratic incumbent Senator Maria Cantwell and the Republican challenger Raul Garcia. Some counties I'm watching for in Washington are Clayton County, Clark County, Pacific County, Mason County, and Whitman County. These are 5 counties I picked out that are more toss-up like counties. As you can see in Clayton, it was a under half a point race in 2012, almost a 3-point race in 2016, but the party flipped, and 3.4 for Biden in 2020. Clark 0.2 in 12, 0.2 in 16, 5.1 in 2020 for Biden. So that actually swung to the Democratic side. I'm watching that one to see what the numbers will look like on election night. Pacific County 11.5 in 12 for Obama, 6.9 for Trump in 2016, and 1.1 for Trump in 2020. I'm interested to see what the numbers in that county are, if it's a on par numbers or depending on which way they swing. Mason County 7.5 for Obama, 6% for Trump in 16, and 3.9 for Trump in 2020. The trend has been going, it went from Democrat to Republican, then less Republican in 2020. I'm interested to see what the trend will be from 2020 to 24. And Whitman County, 2.7% in 2012 for Obama, 4.3 for Clinton in 2016, and 10 points for Biden in 2020. At the Senate level, I'm interested in looking at this and seeing what those numbers look like. But certainly, just some counties to keep an eye out for. I use the presidential numbers just as a base, but those are some counties I'm watching for. Now for the Democratic vote percentage for these Washington Senate races, again looking at the same 3 that I showed you at the start of the video. In 2022, the Democratic candidate got 57.2% of the vote. It was an incumbent candidate as well. She was an incumbent. In 2018, the current Senator Cantwell, she got 58.4% of the vote, also an incumbent. In 2016, the Democratic incumbent from 2022 got 59% of the vote. that actually does not leave too much of a discrepancy in the range outcome, where it's 59 minus 57.2. Then that difference is added and subtracted to the highest and lowest numbers. That gets a range between 55.4% and 60.8%, barring a massive polling gap a massive polling miss, Then, based on the last 3 elections, we can assume that the 2024 vote total will lie somewhere between 55.4 and 60.8. The question is where. This is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets fun. My personal prediction, my best guess, is I think the Democratic candidate will get about 58.1% of the vote, which is kind of in the middle, not really in the middle, but closer to the 2018 numbers than the 2022 numbers, but I think it'll be interesting to see. I think at 58.1 is where I have Cantwell at this time. For the Republicans, in 2022, the Republican candidate got 42.6%. 2018, the Republican got 41.6%. And in 2016, the Republican got 41%. So I did the same thing. I took the highest number, subtracted from the lowest number, got a range of 1.6%, subtracted it from the low, added it to the high. The Republican range will be somewhere between 39.4 and 44.2. And in my prediction, I am guessing that it will be 41.3% for the Republican candidate. I think it will be slightly better than 2016, but it will be a presidential year ballot. So 22 and 18 were both midterms. I think closer to 2016 will make more sense in terms of turnout among Republicans and among Democrats for that matter. So the final election for Washington for the 2024 Senate race, I have Maria Cantwell getting 58.1% of the vote, 16.8% margin of victory over Raul Garcia getting 41.3% of the vote. So yeah, as I mentioned, 16.8% margin of victory, certainly in line with the past elections, closer to 2018, where 16.9%. I think it'd be pretty similar to that. It's bigger than smaller than what the 2016 presidential election was, but bigger than 2022, which had 14.5. So that's how I see the Senate race in Washington going. It's certainly going to be a safe seat in my numbers and estimations. And on the 2024 Senate map right now, only one Democratic Senate seat is filled in, as I just did Washington. And as you can see, there are 29 Democratic senators after calling Washington, 38 Republicans, and every single seat in white we have yet to do a video on. So we'll be filling those in as more videos come out in the next few days or so. In the meantime, that is all I have for you here today. Thank you for watching the Washington 2024 Senate map breakdown in-depth analysis. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really, really, really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.